Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Justin, and continuing our coverage of the upcoming BT11 meta decks that we saw over in Japan that we will most likely be seeing here in the US, I bring you BlackWarGreymon X-Antibody. Now this deck is a beast of a deck. I mean, it's not every day you get Digimon that are swinging with like 20k DP, extra security tax, or having reboot and blocker and stuff like that. This deck can pretty much do all of that. So let's jump right into it. Alright, to start us off, we have our Digitama. We're going to run 4 copies of Koromon and 1 copy of Digimon. Both of these have inheritable effects that add 1000 DP. Koromon is if your Digimon has Agumon or Greymon in its name, and Digimon is just when you're attacking a player, you get extra 1000 DP. This kind of sets the chain. Going into our rookies. So I'm running 4 copies of the BT5 Agumon. On play, reveal 3 cards to the top of your deck. Add 1 with Greymon in its name, other than the ones that don't count, and the 1 Digimon with Omnimon in its name from among them to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of the deck in any order. So this is a good searcher card. This one you want to play directly to the field. We're then running 4 copies of the promo Agumon. Because this one, while this Digimon has Greymon in its name, it gains 2000 DP, so we're building off of the Koromon to continue adding DP. And then we're going to run 4 copies of the Agumon X-Antibody to Digivolve on top of our promo Agumon. You get to Digivolve for free, and then on play or when Digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Greymon or Omnimon in its name and 1 X-Antibody among them to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So another searcher that you can use on top of your regular Agumons. For our champions, level 4s, we're running 2 copies of the BT5 Greymon, 1 Digivolving. This Digimon has Agumon in its Digivolution cards. You get to gain a memory. And then while this Digimon has Omnimon or Greymon, other than the excluded ones, in its name, it gains an additional 2000 DP. So if you were building up from your Koromon to your promo Agumon to this one, you're now looking at an extra 5000 DP. For your other Agumons, anything you're running on the side, you want to Digivolve into the BT8 Greymon. This one has an inheritable effect on your opponent's turn. When you have a red Digimon in play, this Digimon gains blocker, so you'll be building up a second chain with blocker for extra protection. And then you can Digivolve on top of your Greymons with the Greymon X-Antibody from BT11. So 0 cost evolution from a Greymon. On your turn, when this Digimon would Digivolve into a card with Greymon in its name, reduce the Digivolution cost by 1 for each color of that card. Meaning going into our Metal Greymons, our dual color ones, we get to reduce the cost by 2. Speaking of our level 5s, we've got 4 copies of the BT8 dual color Metal Greymon. 1 Digivolving trigger D-Digivolve 1 on one of your opponent's Digimon, and then you can delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less, and then its inherited effect on your turn. While this Digimon has Dragonkin or Machine in its type, this Digimon can also attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon, and the BlackWarGreymons are Dragonkin. And then we're going to run 2 copies of the BT9 Metal Greymon X-Antibody. It's a free evolution from a Metal Greymon. And when Digivolving, this Digimon gains an additional security attack +1 until the end of your opponent's turn. And then if it has a Metal Greymon or an X-Antibody in its sources, you gain an additional 3000 DP. If you're building this on top of all our other ones, you're already getting an additional 5 plus the 3 that gives you 8000. It now makes your Metal Greymon X-Antibody a 16,000 DP Digimon that you can attack with as a level 5. Or you can go the different route with the BT11 Metal Greymon X-Antibody. This one costs 1 to Digivolve from a Metal Greymon. But when digivolving until the end of your opponent's turn, your opponent's effects cannot reduce this Digimon's DP, and it cannot de-digivolve it. So it is more of a protected route. Then if this Digimon has WarGreymon or X-Antibody in its sources, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6000 DP or less. Its inherited effect on your opponent's turn once per turn when a Digimon becomes unsuspended. If this Digimon's name contains Greymon or Omnimon, you trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. And we do have some unsuspending effects with our BlackWarGreymon coming up, so that is a very useful inheritable skill. For our level 6 megas here, we're running 2 copies of the BT8 BlackWarGreymon. When digivolving, if this Digimon has a red source, you get to choose any number of your opponent's Digimon. If it has a black source, you could choose any number of Tamers. Pick which ones you want and add, as long as their play cost adds up to 6, you can delete them all. And then on all turns, once per turn, when the opponent's Digimon is deleted, you may unsuspend this Digimon. So you might want to pick a Digimon to delete because that helps with the Metal Greymon X-Antibody to be able to unsuspend as well as trash a security. We're also running 2 copies of Galmon from BT9. This is a 2-cost Digivolution from BlackWarGreymon. This card also counts as a Greymon in its name. It has security attack +1, it has reboot, and then when digivolving, if the Digimon has a black source, you de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. And if it has a red source, it has the advanced skill to go ahead and attack after the evolution if you've crossed over the memory. And then for the namesake of the deck, we have the new BT11, 2 copies of the BlackWarGreymon X-Antibody. You get the de-digivolve 2 from a BlackWarGreymon. This card has reboot, and then on your opponent's turn, once per turn, if your opponent's Digimon with the highest DP attacks, you can switch the target of attack to this Digimon. Now remember, if you built this up right, you could have up an additional 5000 DP, making this one an 18,000 DP Digimon, so redirecting attacks isn't really a problem. And then on your opponent's turn, once per turn, when a Digimon becomes unsuspended, if this Digimon has BlackWarGreymon or X-Antibody in its sources, you may delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost. And then we'll be running 1 copy of Omnimon X-Antibody from BT10. This one you can't, it has a 3-cost Digivolve from Omnimon, but we're not running any regular Omnimons. But if you have an X-Antibody Digimon that is digivolving into this Omnimon, you can reduce its cost by 2, making it a 5-cost evolution. When digivolving, return all of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level to the bottom of their owner's deck in any order. So that means you can get rid of any of their big guys, their level 6s or level 7 if they've got one on the field. And then when digivolving or when attacking once per turn, by placing 1 X-Antibody or a level 6 from this Digimon's sources to the bottom of your deck, you can reveal all of your opponent's security cards from their stack, pick one of them to trash, place the rest back face down, and your opponent shuffles them, which is an insane skill. Alright, for our Tamers, we're running 3 copies of Yuya Kuga. Yuya is a memory tamer, so if you have 2 memory or less, you get set to 3. And then on your turn, when one of your Digimon digivolves into a Digimon with Greymon in its name, you can suspend this tamer. That Digimon gains an additional 2000 DP. That means you could have, you know, like that one Metal Greymon could have 18k when you swing. Your BlackWarGreymon X-Antibody could have 20,000, depending on how you build it. And if it was digivolved into a same level Digimon, and that's what happens, so like we're talking BlackWarGreymon into BlackWarGreymon X-Antibody because they're both level 6s, or your Metal Greymon into the Metal Greymon X-Antibody because they're both level 5s, that Digimon is unaffected by your opponent's option cards until the end of your opponent's turn. So more protection for your X-Antibody Digimon. And then we're running 3 copies of Cool Boy, our generic X-Antibody tamer. So on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Digimon with X-Antibody and its traits, and one of the X-Antibody option cards from among them to your hand. Place the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. And then on your turn, when one of your Digimon digivolves into a same level Digimon, so regular into an X-Antibody, you may suspend this tamer to gain 1 memory and draw 1. For our option cards, running 2 of the red memory boost, 3 of the X-Antibody, so this is an option card that you can use regardless of color as long as you have a Digimon on the field. And if you pull it in security, you gain a memory, add the card to your hand, and when you play it, you get to place it under one of your Digimon as a source, and it has inheritable effects. So on all turns, effects can't trash this card from your Digimon sources, and when attacking, this Digimon can digivolve into an X-Antibody from your hand for the cost of Digivolution. So, you don't even have to make the Digivolution first. You could swing attack and digivolve into your BlackWarGreymon into WarGreymon X-Antibody. And then we're running 2 copies of Hades Force from BT11. When you would use this card, if you have a Digimon with X-Antibody and its sources in play, reduce the memory cost of this card by 2. So if you have any Digimon in play that have this X-Antibody card in the sources, this becomes a 5 cost option card. And then its main effect, choose any number of your opponent's Digimon and Tamers whose total play cost adds up to the play cost of 1 of your Digimon with Greymon in its name, or less, and delete them. Then one of your Digimon with Greymon in its name may attack your opponent. That means you're going to want, if you've got, looks like you're going to want to pick, if you can, either Galmon or the BlackWarGreymon X-Antibody. They're 13 cost to give you the max choice of who to pick, and then that Digimon gets to attack. Alright, so for how this deck should be played, I'm going to show you the optimal route. Obviously, you're going to be able to play whatever you can get your hands on, but this is going to be the optimal route. So, you'll open up in your breeding area your Koromon. You'll want to digivolve that Koromon into the promo Agumon. And then if you've got the X-Antibody Agumon, you'll want to go ahead and digivolve into that for free. Get your extra search in. Hopefully you find some more Greymons that you could use, or the X-Antibody option card, if you can find it. If you do get it, you want to play it as soon as you get a chance. It goes in as your bottom source. And then from here, you can digivolve either into this Greymon if you want to gain a memory and have more DP boosting, or you can go into this Greymon if you want to build a blocker. At any point in time, if you get this Agumon, you'll obviously want to play it for more searching ability. From here, if you've got the X-Antibody Greymon, you'll want to digivolve into that for free as well, so you can get in extra protection. This Greymon is the one that has the inheritable effect. I don't know if I said that before, I might have missed that. But it has an inheritable effect that if your Digimon would be deleted, you can return this X-Antibody here to protect it. From there, you'll digivolve into the Metal Greymon to gain the ability to attack unsuspended Digimon. And from there, you have the option to digivolve into this Metal Greymon X-Antibody, which will give you an extra security attack and boost you all the way up to like 16, 18k if you've got like a Yuya on the field. If not, you could also go into this Metal Greymon X-Antibody to de-digivolve and gain a few more protections for your Digimon as you're building it up. You're going to obviously want to do this all on the field so that you can get some of these options, these effects as you're building up. So having protections is a good thing, but also being able to swing at your opponent with a 16 or 18k level 5 is also pretty awesome too. And if you do that, and say you still have memory, you could digivolve into your BlackWarGreymon, and then with its effect be able to delete an opponent's Digimon and unsuspend it, keeping you protected from your opponent on their turn. And then from there, you'll digivolve into your BlackWarGreymon X-Antibody. At this point, you're going to have 18 to 20k, depending on if you got this Yuya. This BlackWarGreymon X-Antibody is a beast. So if you want to, from there you can go into the Omnimon X-Antibody to kind of just set it over the top. But that is the optimal path for this deck. Obviously, you won't always have every one of the cards you want in your hand, but do the best you can. Either way, it's set. We got a lot of DP additions here, so it's set that you're going to end up with a beast of a BlackWarGreymon when it's all said and done. Plenty of effects to trigger to kind of slow down and decimate your opponent along the way, and great tamer cards for boosting and gaining extra draws and memories because it's an X-Antibody deck. Alright guys, that's gonna cover it for the BlackWarGreymon X-Antibody deck profile. It's a sweet deck. It's a beast. It is aggressive. It is everything that BlackWarGreymon and WarGreymon decks have always been. It just continually gets better every time they release new cards. So, if you enjoyed the video, do me the big favor of hitting that like button down there. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed and you do like to keep up with Digimon TCG content. You like deck profiles, you like card openings. Hit that notification bell, and that is the easiest way to know when I upload new content. You can also follow me over on Twitter if you want to keep up with translations as new cards are being shown off on the Digimon Twitter. If you want to also get notifications when I upload videos, you can follow me on TikTok if you like shorter form content and you got short attention span and you just like to see the decks really fast, or you like to see a couple card pack openings. That's pretty much what I do over on the TikTok. If you are looking to support me in any way and you'd like to get yourself some Digimon TCG gear, down in the description you'll find a link to my Etsy shop. I make a bunch of different playmats, a bunch of different designs. I make other things as well, like metal memory counters, special card packs. We host tournaments on my Discord server, so if you're interested in joining a Discord server of like-minded individuals, you want to talk to me, you want to talk to others about deck building and deck ideas. I'm also building a Digimon RPG game that you can play in my Discord server. It's slow start. There's stuff there. You can take a look at it if you want. You can hatch eggs, you can raise Digimon. There are a bunch of different Digimon already available, and other things will be added on as time goes on. It's a slow process, it's kind of expensive, but I think it's really cool. So if that's something that would interest you, the link to my Discord is down in the description. Alright, thanks for watching. As always, I will see you guys in the next video. I just noticed I have not been looking at the camera at all. I've been looking... I am way out of, what do you call it? Like, whatever. I'm out of touch with this. It's been a while. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.